Using Outlook 2013, coordinating multiple people's schedules for a meeting has never been easier. Outlook does the work for you. This demonstration will be about how to create a new meeting and invite other people. So if we go up here to the New Meeting button and we click on it, we get a menu for the meeting. Okay, so you see it looks very similar to an email. We have the send option and the to and so on and so forth. So first things first, let's create a subject. So let's call this training. Okay, and we'll go to location and I'm going to say service desk. And let's set a time and a date. So for this meeting, I'm going to set it up for next Monday. And let's say noon to 1. Okay. Now, once again, if you didn't see the previous video, if you double click within this menu, you can set a custom time if you like, and you can do that on either one, but for right now, I just want it 1 o'clock. These do go by half hours, so sometimes it's necessary to create a custom time. So we have our event. I'm going to create a little note here at the bottom. Let's say, don't forget laptops, and chargers. Okay, so we have a note, we have our subject, location, start and end time, and the date. Okay, so we go up here to our options menu. I want to show this as a busy meeting, so we've got it set as busy. And let's give people a reminder of about a half an hour. So I'll get a reminder and they should get a reminder as well. Now, recurrence, once again, from the previous video. If this is a recurrent meeting, it happens weekly, daily, so on and so forth, you can set that up in the recurrence menu. For right now, I have no need for that. It's a one-time meeting, so I'll close out. You also see there's a room finder button here. We're not going to get to that yet. We'll get to that in a later video. And then we have the tags menu. So let's categorize this. If you saw before, you can go to all categories and you can actually customize these for whatever you want. So if you click on orange and rename, you can name that whatever you like. I already have one named training, which is my green. So I'm going to cancel out and I'm going to categorize this as green for training. You see it pops up there at the top. Now, let's say this is an important training, so I'm going to click high importance. That's the red exclamation point. Right below it we have low importance, the blue down arrow. And I want everybody to be able to see what's going on in this meeting. So I'm going to leave private off. Okay, so the padlock is not checked. That way everybody can see that we have training and where it is and so forth. Okay, so let's see what we've got. So we're in the To menu. We can cancel invitations to attendees up here. We can check names and emails. We can check our response options. This is an important one. If you don't want to see every time somebody says they're coming to the meeting, you can unclick request responses. And basically if we go back and look, these are both unchecked. Basically what that does is that prevents them from having to send you a response saying I'm coming, I'm not coming, and you don't get 1,000 emails about people showing up or not showing up. So I'm going to leave that unchecked because I don't want 1,000 emails about that. So you also have the option under this menu to allow new time proposals. I leave that unchecked. If you're meeting one-on-one with somebody, that may be something you want to leave checked. So that way they can counter back and say that doesn't work for me, let's reschedule. But for right now, we'll leave it unchecked. We have our address book up here, so I'm going to go ahead and open that. And you see it brings up the normal address book for an email. You can also do that using the To button here. And we get the same menu. So I'm going to go ahead and add the technology services group. Okay, so we have that highlighted. I'm going to go down to optional because this is not a required meeting for them. Put that in, and then I'm going to look for one of my coworkers here. So let's go, we'll type in, and we'll find Matt White. Okay, and I'm going to put him in required. So I expect him to be there. All of the tech services group, I don't expect them to be there, so I'm going to leave them under optional. They still get the invite, but they understand that if they're busy with something else, they don't have to show up. Okay, so we've got Matt and the tech services group, so I'm going to click OK. and you see they populate into my to category. So now you see what just happened. It comes up and it tells me the tech services group is 26 recipients, which I knew. And this group is for internal IT. I am internal IT, so I'm not worried about that one either. So we have our groups that we want to invite. Now, another cool feature here is we can go up to show, and I'm going to go to scheduling assistant. And what this allows us to do, as you can read, is find the best time for your meeting by checking other people's calendars. Now with this larger group, this will be a little more difficult. It'll take a moment. But you can see there's me, there's Matt, and there's the tech services group. And it'll actually show on all three of our schedules what we have going on. Now the tech services group is a lot of people, so it's going to show up under tentative or no information right now. And that's because there's a lot of different people's schedules going on. So if you're using big groups, it can be helpful to click this little plus symbol next to that. And what that will do, it comes up and tells us we're going to replace the list with its members. Okay, and I'm not going to be able to collapse it again, which means I have to take them off manually. So if you're not sure, it may not be something you want to do. It's a little more work. So I'm going to click OK. And what it's going to do is it's going to populate my list with everybody that was in that group. And then you can see one by one, I can see what their schedule is. And it looks like for the most part, this time will work for a meeting. We see Bill has got something going on, and looks like Mark has got something going on. But they're the only two that really have anything going on at that time. And if I want to know what they've got on, I can click on that, and actually down here in the corner it will tell me suggested times that work for them. Okay, and this will work for the whole group as well. You can see down here it's a little cut off, but so that's where my whole group is. So I see them. If I want to get rid of this big menu here, I can go back, and I don't care about the room finder at the moment. So let's expand that a little bit. And I'm going to go back to appointment, and that'll show me the details of my appointment. So you see it took the tech services group off and it added every one of their names. And then when I'm ready, I feel like I've got this meeting ready to go. I can go to send, and what it'll do is it'll send all of these people an invitation to my event, to my training at the service desk. Okay, so I'm not going to do that right now because they've got a lot going on and I don't want to bother them with a fake meeting. But those are the basics of how to create a new meeting strictly from the calendar function. Next, I'm going to show you how to use it, create an appointment or a new meeting straight from an email that you've already created. So that was how to create a new meeting from the new meeting button.